How's it going, all you guys and girls in the Illumination? Time to jump aboard the Loom train. It's me, it's JJ, the Illuminator here, the sweet one. Also known by almost countless other aliases and nicknames. But we won't get into that right now. I was awakened early in the morning, and we do have around here, there is a sound ordinance. You're not supposed to be making any major noise outdoors until 9 a.m. I was awakened by my next door neighbor having a crew come over to cut down the one tree that's in his backyard. He doesn't have a lot of land, but he did have a tree smack dab in the middle of his backyard. Now there's no tree there, which means he also has no shade. And it's not like this was a huge tree. It was nowhere near the house, and it wasn't endangering anything with the foundation or anything. I have no idea why this guy decided to sink that kind of money into getting rid of the only shade he had. He would sometimes, he didn't do it last year because of the humidity, but the year before, he had one of those patio sets, and he would have it in the backyard underneath the shade of the tree to be able to sit in the cool of the day, enjoy a nice beverage, or what have you. But he got rid of that tree today, and early in the morning to be able to wake me up, and I wasn't happy about that. Two guys that I saw, they did a wonderful job. Unfortunately, he has no more shade. I don't know what he's thinking, but this neighbor of mine, he every year seems like he does something like, I don't know, like last year he paid this guy to cut his grass all summer. It was a friend of his, and like, he's not one to be cutting grass. He paid somebody. For the most part, I say he paid somebody. I don't know if he paid somebody. I'm making an assumption, but he had somebody cut the grass most of the time that he cut it last year. I did see him once or twice cutting it himself, but he's like me. I don't think he really enjoys cutting it. So he had a friend of his cut it, and I think it was a friend of his, because they would sit down. It wasn't just like somebody he hired. I mean, they knew each other. They would sit down after and whatever. But that seemed to be where he was sinking his money, I think, last year. The year before, he had a company come in and do all kinds of landscaping with his shrubs and his flowers, and they took out a whole bunch of weeds, and they sprayed, and he did that. That was the year before, but he didn't do it last year. I don't know if he's going to do it this year. The fact that he probably saves up money and does something every year, probably that tree was the project. I don't know. Anyway, he had one tree and it's gone, but I don't know. I'd want a little bit of shade. I have trees on my property. I like the shade. I like the sun, but I like the shade. What are you gonna do? I don't know. But just being awakened first thing in the morning, not my cup of tea. How about you guys? You ever have something like that happen to you? Put your comments below. I love you all. Take care. Stay safe. This is the Illuminator, and I'll be back. Thank you, sir. I look forward to eating again.
In the meantime, rest well and dream of large women.